If your website has reCAPTCHA on it, and there's a good chance that it does, Google is about to change who's legally responsible for the data it collects. Right now, that's Google. After April 2nd, it's you. Keep watching because this one affects more small business websites than you might expect. Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine, it's your business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham, episode number 695. It's Firewall Friday, and we're talking about a change Google is making to reCAPTCHA that quietly shifts a significant amount of legal liability onto website owners and what you need to do about it before April 2nd. Last week, I put out a quick PSA about the changes coming to Google reCAPTCHA and what that means for business. Today, I'm going to dig into that just a little bit more. I'm going to start with the two legal roles that matter when personal data gets collected on a website, the data controller and the data processor. The data controller is the one who decides what data is being collected, what happens to it, and the data processor is the one who handles the data on the data controller's behalf. Up until now, Google has held both of these roles for reCAPTCHA, which meant that the legal chain, the collection, the processing, the accountability sat entirely within Google's house. What changes on April 2nd is that Google is keeping the processor role but handing the controller role to every website owner who runs reCAPTCHA. In practical terms, that means Google is saying that you, the site owner, are the one determining the purpose and means of processing your visitors' personal data, and Google is simply acting on your instructions. That's the legal position, but to my understanding, the technical reality is that Google built reCAPTCHA. Google determines what it collects. Google runs every piece of infrastructure behind it. Along with this change, Google is also pulling their own privacy policy and terms of use out of the reCAPTCHA badge entirely. That badge has always served as a kind of a legal handshake between Google and your website visitors, letting them know what Google's terms applied to the data being collected. Once that's gone, there's no handshake unless your own privacy policy steps in to fill that gap. The legal documents governing all of this are, I'm going to say this slowly, Google's Cloud Data Processing Addendum and their Cloud Platform Service Specific Terms. Sorry, I always trip over those words. And if you've never heard of either of those, well, you're not alone. These are documents built for enterprise customers with dedicated legal and compliance teams. They are dense, detailed, and they are incredibly specific about obligations. There's no small business version, no simplified summary. The same terms that apply to a company with 500 employees apply to a sole trader with a single page website. Google's messaging about this change leans very heavily on words like control and purpose-driven processing. Now that makes it sound like site owners are gaining something. What's actually happening is that a legal obligation is being redistributed, and the people it's being redistributed to are potentially the ones least equipped to manage it. Now, this is where it gets really serious because the data controller role comes with real obligations. As the data controller, you're the one who has to tell your website visitors what data is being collected, why it's being collected, and how it's being processed. You're the one who is going to have to make sure there's a lawful basis for that collection, and you are the one who the regulator is going to come contact if something goes wrong or if a complaint is made. The problem is that none of this comes with any corresponding ability to actually control what reCAPTCHA does. You can't log into a dashboard somewhere and see exactly what data reCAPTCHA is gathering from your visitors. You can't toggle individual collection settings on or off. You can't run an audit and produce a report that says this is precisely what was collected and here's where it went. The tool operates as Google designed it, full stop. And your only real choice is to run it or remove it. This creates a really unusual situation where the legal accountability and the technical control sit in completely different places. Google retains every bit of technical authority over how reCAPTCHA functions, while you as the site owner absorb the legal consequences of that functioning. If you tried to explain that arrangement to someone outside the tech industry, they'd probably ask you why you would agree to it. And the honest answer is that most site owners don't realize what they're agreeing to. Your privacy policy is the most immediate practical concern here because right now it almost certainly doesn't mention reCAPTCHA at all. It certainly won't mention what data it collects or how Google processes it on your behalf. That was fine when Google was the data controller carrying their own terms, but after April 2nd, a site running reCAPTCHA with no corresponding disclosure in your privacy policy is a compliance gap, and it's your compliance gap, not Google's. Here's the thing that makes this particularly significant for small business websites. reCAPTCHA version 3, which is the current version most sites are running, doesn't just operate on your forms. It runs site-wide in the background on every single page. It tracks how visitors move through your site and scores their behavior to determine whether they're human or a bot. That means that data collection isn't limited to the moment someone fills in a contact form. It's happening on every page load for every visitor, whether they interact with anything or not. The build it and they will come principle is in full effect here because reCAPTCHA has been collecting this data across your entire site all along. And after April 2nd, the legal trail for all that collection redirects from Google to you. So what can you do about it? Well, the starting point is knowing what's actually running on your site. And with reCAPTCHA version 3, that's not as straightforward as looking for a visible badge on your pages. Version 3 runs invisibly in the background, and a lot of site owners have that badge hidden with styling changes because Google allows that as long as there's a text disclosure instead. You might have reCAPTCHA running across your entire site right now and see no visible indication of it whatsoever, which is why you need to check at a deeper level than just eyeballing your pages. I'm really sorry to say that. If you're running WordPress, the place to start is your plugins. Contact form plugins like Contact Form 7, WP Forms, Gravity Forms, anything like that. Security plugins like WordFence, iTheme Security, WPMU Dev Defender Pro, Defender Pro. And login protection plugins are the most common ones that bundle reCAPTCHA into their functionality. Go into each plugin setting and look for reCAPTCHA configuration. If you see site keys and secret keys filled in, it's active. If you're not on WordPress or you're not confident navigating plugin settings, ask whoever built or maintains your website to check it for you, because this is something they this should be something they can confirm in a few minutes. Once you've confirmed reCAPTCHA is there, the privacy policy is the thing that needs attention before April 2nd. Your privacy policy is the thing that needs attention before April 2nd. It needs to state clearly that reCAPTCHA is in use across your site. Explain that it operates in the background on every page and collects data about how visitors interact with your site, and make it clear that Google processes that data on your behalf under their Cloud Data Processing Addendum. I'm going to say that slowly because if I trip over it, it sounds terrible. If your privacy policy is a template you set up when your site launched and you haven't revisited it since, this is a really good reason to go back through it properly, not just for reCAPTCHA, but as a general health check. It's also worth stepping back and asking whether reCAPTCHA is actually the right tool for your site anymore, especially now that the legal landscape around it has changed. There are alternatives that provide solid bot protection without the same site-wide data collection footprint and without putting you in this kind of legal position. Cloudflare Turnstile is the one that I'd recommend looking at. I have been migrating a few sites to using it actually. It's designed to do the same job with a much lighter touch, and for a lot of small business websites, that level of protection is all you need without the compliance overhead that now comes with using reCAPTCHA. If you decide to stay with reCAPTCHA after weighing all of this up, and there is no judgment there, that's entirely up to you. Make an informed decision though. There is one specific action Google has asked site owners to take, which is to remove any reference to Google's privacy policy and terms of use that appear on your website in connection with reCAPTCHA. These references are no longer accurate after the 2nd of April because Google's terms no longer apply to the data collection on your site. Yours do. So those old references need to come down and your own disclosures need to go up in their place. These need to reflect your role as a data collector and explain to your visitors what's happening with their data when they visit your site. Alrighty guys, this is really about being informed. It's really about making informed decisions. reCAPTCHA is a good tool. I don't particularly like it. I think it's very, very heavy for a lot of websites. So I don't particularly like it because of those reasons. I do like that it does give you protection against bots and spammers on your forms. So it's got its good points. But this is about informed decision making. Understand what the legal requirements are with this change as of April 2nd and make your decisions accordingly. I would really love to know what you think. Have I raised more questions than I answered here? I sort of hope so. I sort of hope I answered a lot of your questions though. Have you already started looking at this change and making decisions? What did you decide? What haven't you decided? I'd really, really love to know your thoughts on all of this. So leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. If it was useful, I'd really like, and maybe you could share this with a friend as well, another business owner who you think is running reCAPTCHA or needs to know about this change. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you find out when I drop more content. And of course, if you need help with this, I am here to help. If you haven't already booked your free 30-minute breakthrough session, you can do that by visiting my website, askcharlyleetham.com, and clicking the button in the top right-hand corner or reach out, top right-hand corner. If you've already booked your breakthrough session and had your one free breakthrough session, I am available to hire. So reach out to me, book more time, and we'll sort that out with you. That's it, guys. I hope you aren't going to spend your weekend looking at reCAPTCHA and privacy policies. If you do, good luck with it. If otherwise, have a great weekend. I shouldn't stutter when I do all this, should I? Otherwise, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday, where again we're going to be looking at Mindset Monday. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.